goes, you know what? You're not that funny in your comedy. You need to quit.
Okay.
Oh.
Nope.
And I was like, fuck you and everybody, because I'm gonna do comedy. And he's like,
you don't need any guy telling you you're not funny.
I know. And I cried so hard, but then
jealous.
I
He's probably jealous.
So jealous. So then he comes 6 months later. What does he say instead of saying sorry? I wrote a whole apology letter to him because even though he was in the wrong, long story short, we broke up. He wasn't really, we weren't in a relationship. I was like the mistress. That's what I figured out later. But there was a lot of red flags. Thank you. So I thought he was never going to speak to me again. He comes back 6 months later and says, you know, I have to tell you, you're really funny on your stand-up. It's like, bitch.
God, it's like you're dealing with a 2-year-old. How old is this guy?
What do you guys think of this?
No, I think he's an asshole.
Go around the room.
Let's start with Lauren. Opinion.
Lauren.
He's gone. No, you are not going to disrespect you. You are funny. Women are funny. And I would draw the line there.
But why do you think he's even coming around and not
because the other
sorry?
girl left him?
Yeah, because he wants to see what his options are.
That hurts me even more so.
You are nobody's backup plan, Chanel.
Exactly.
It gives me chills because I've been
right.
We've all been.
We've all been. But the fact that Jen just said that you all just said the truth with that, which I know hurts, but I have to hear. How could that even it's like, how could he even think I would take him back?
You know, I know it's like, you know, I understand the stories thing because if I post something on Instagram and somebody I used to date, I'm like, he looked at it. Oh my God.
Like,
and then he wants 2 hours I'm dancing around. And I don't have a hotel room.
Fucking like is bored and is watching it.
No, you want the truth.
Yeah.
He had his phone in his hand. He was watching a story and it kept going.
Exactly.
You know what?
That's
oh my God, Lauren, thanks a lot. You just killed my excitement. Yeah.
Good, Lauren, you fucking buzzkill.
I know.
Jen, what do you think?
This is why I'm single.
I think it's the same as like the male comedian that goes on and bombs and gets off the stage and says he does amazing. He was with this other girl. She's left him either whatever reason. She figured out he was an asshole as well. And he's like, you know, that Chanel, she's been sitting there for 6 months pining for me. Like, I know I can just give her a call and tell her she's funny and we're back on because that's the way their minds work. Like,
wow, I am in such pain. I want to drink vodka and tequila at the fucking same time. Go to fucking Toronto and party my ass off. Are you insane right now? I'm kidding me because she's so right. But what is that about? Like, first of all, wait. So you're saying that she got sick of him, broke up with him, probably for the same reasons. But like, why would he think I'd be there if I didn't bother him for 6 months?
Because he's delusional.
He thinks you've been sitting under your covers for 6 months, dancing in a hotel room, crying about him. He's really
I'm in the corner watching you kiss,
right?
Like crying.
That is my favorite. That is my favorite Coco
Robin.
Waiter song.
I love you, Lauren. Wait, so do we block him or do we leave it
so
and let him watch?
I'm going through this now. I'm totally, yeah.
Okay, Mel, share.
Okay, so so first of all, it's like, are some of these men, I think they tap off at like 13. Their brain doesn't go past 13. They have no freaking people skills. Like women are much more, we can multitask, we can figure out, we can get over shit. Men can't. So, you know, like the other day, this guy, and he's toxic. He's a Trump supporter. He doesn't want to get a vaccine. He's like, I don't want to get a vaccine. I heard really bad reactions. You know, my friend's wife had, I go, oh, did she die? Did she have a blood clot? He goes, she had diarrhea. And I go, we can't fucking handle diarrhea. Come on. She had diarrhea and like skin.
diarrhea.
I said, here I thought the poor woman died. I go, tell me somebody you know that died in the vaccine. And I said to him, then he goes, so Mel, when's the last time you had sex? And I'm like, I'm not telling you. Before I would have told him, right? I would have been like, oh yeah.
Before the vaccine.
You know,
Before the vaccine.
But I don't know. And I'm thinking, we were always kind of like friends with, sorry, mom and dad, friends with benefits, you know? Right. And so, look at Cindy. And so sorry, just yesterday, I was in the car talking to him on the phone because I won't get near him. And I'm like, why do I have to tell you how many people I had sex with? And I go, it's private. He goes, it's private. I go, it is private. I don't just tell anybody who I...
Private.
Yeah,
Fuck out of here.
and he's a fucking man child. So I was like, so I took his name off. I don't have my contacts. And so I'm like, I'm not ready to block him yet. It's so hard because there that person goes. But he had to hurt me over and over and over again. And you know what it was? It was that damn vaccine shit. I'm like, you know what? You can't handle a fucking thing of diarrhea, or you can't handle a rash. And you live with your mother in the childhood bedroom you grew up in. You're 52 years old.
Chanel,
I was like,
Chanel,
I was in the
wait,
you win.
Mel.
I was in the parking lot. I'm like, fuck you, you're blocked. But he has to hurt me over and over and over.
Right, like, do I get
he was
them?
blocked and I put him back on. But he's done.
Do you, that's what I'm saying. Do you go to your situation where you go to over and over, or do you do me and just, should I be blocking and he should be expecting that I would block him back after? Like, does he realize how he treated me? Like, that's the question.
No.
They're sick. It's so
and
sad
he's never gonna, I mean, you're not gonna prove to him that he hurt you. That's just not gonna, it's what we want, but it's not gonna happen. He's not gonna
happen. So he's
don't
never
block
gonna say
him,
sorry. Just ignore him. Don't block him.
Don't block him. Let him watch
him. You can mute him. He won't know any different. That way you don't see him, but don't block him. Yeah.
Do you think he was dating the girl the whole time?
So hurtful. I'm so sorry
that he was dating me.
I'm about ready to cry here.
Oh, Mel, please. Chanel, I wanted to say really quick that one of Mel's funniest bits was she got on stage with index cards of all her bad online dating.
No,
and she just went through the whole list and just like, bam, bam. I never stopped laughing. Look, her index.
But Mel, I totally understand. Like, everyone can relate to your situation too. It's like you have to get hurt over and over and over to get blocked. And you don't deserve that. You deserve someone funny and kind and good looking. And so do we all. I mean, we don't deserve abuse. That's kind of like an abusive, you know, I'm going to come around 6 months later. Hey, you're funny. Let's, hang out. Like, as if I'm a mistress. Like, sorry. Like, no. You're right.
It's important about get somebody who has your best interests and your interests at heart. You know what I mean?
That's why I haven't been dating that. And to answer your question, it's like, it's been hard to date because of guys like that. And it's really hard to trust people. And also I'm working hard on my career. It's a long hour days. You have to really be, you know, always recording up in your game. It's hard to, and when you date and people are wasting your time, you're like, why am I even doing this? You know?
Does he just stand up?
No, he's
okay.
Quiet.
Because I would have said, "Oh, now I'm funny." Oh, you're.
That's what like my Jewish mother would say. You better block him. He's not good for you. But you know what? Guys are so like you're right, manipulating. They can really change your psyche. And I don't know anymore if this guy's for real now. Like, what if this guy tries to come back to me? I need to be able to protect myself and say, no, he's not for real. He never cared about me. He doesn't like me like that. He's just like you said. He broke up with the girl he actually really liked. I guess I don't even know why he played us both then.
Who knows?
So
send it my way.
Toxic.
Wait, send it my way. Jen, you want
I don't want him. I will deal with him for Chanel.
She's like, I'll fucking axe him. I'll fucking punch him. That's all he has to do. All I got to do is slap the motherfucker. But no, you know, I'm not going to answer him. Obviously, I'm going to move on. And, you know,
it's so hurtful, though. It's so hard because we can get.
So Chanel, what are you doing right now, like with dating and like it's hard in the city? You're hustling. You're doing all these shows. You're recording.
Yeah.
What are you doing to meet? And like, I need advice.
Okay. So dating tips. I'm not an expert, but I have my podcast, Chanel in the City. It's a mental health and comedy and pop culture podcast, but we cover dating and like the 411 on what's the hottest spots in New York City to go for, whether you're dating someone, whether you're single, whatever, celebrities, you name it. And if I were a single girl in the city, which I am, I wouldn't focus so much on looks. I would focus on the personality and what the person, like having fun and living in the moment. And I would also count the red flags. Like I wouldn't ignore the red flags. If a guy wants to see you once a week, chances are he's not that into you. If a guy doesn't text you all the time or ask you out, he's not into you. Don't make it complicated. If a guy says maybe, its chances mean it's no, move on. It's like kind of make it simple for yourself the way they make it simple. You know what I mean? And don't base your worth and everything, your every move on, am I dating a guy or them? Like you have to focus on your career. Like I keep myself busy with comedy shows. You know, if I'm not doing a comedy show, then I'm producing one. If I'm not doing that, I'm creating something else. I'm writing, I'm doing podcasting, I'm acting. I don't know, something, you know, like for myself. I think it's important for a woman to have something for herself and be independent and not rely on a guy for her worth. And just, yeah, I know we want to feel sexual and like flirty, and guys make us feel that way, and that's just biological nature. But
Look at Cindy, not me.
Cindy's like,
well, thank God I'm a lesbian. I wish I was a lesbian. Like, that would make life so much easier for me. And I love the lesbian community. And you know what? I just feel like, with men, just take your time. And you know what? Take your time.
Okay, you like the dick. It's okay.
Well, my dad said I should be a lesbian because maybe
I should also. I should. I'd be a great lesbian.
You
too.
still have options. It's not too late. It's not like
you never
one and
know.
done.
You never know. You never know. It's the person. It's about the person. But I do, I have goals and I want to achieve those goals, and I work really hard. And I think the misconception everybody's had of me is like, what does she do? And it's like, I'm a pop culture expert. I'm an entertainer. I have different platforms of that to showcase, and I'm grateful for that. And I'm still learning, and I'm still trying to learn from the best and collaborate with the best and make everybody laugh. And it's also up to you guys what you want to see. I want to hear from my audience. I call them my coconators, as you guys are really my coconators. Like,
You are.
You guys.
I kind of want to date you
be.
now, but that's
Really?
There, Mel wants to date you. Chanel wants to be a lesbian. This is perfect.
I want to do a show too with you guys. Like,
Okay, so Chanel, you just turned Mel into a lesbian. Hey,
we're all lesbians today. Bada ding, bada boom.
That would be a great show. We're all lesbians today. One day lesbian tryouts.
Chanel and Mel with some D on the side. I love that.
Yeah.
Chanel and
Are
Mel.
you vaccinated, Chanel? Are you vaccinated?
Not yet. Next week's my first
but
dose.
You can handle diarrhea.
But I'm gonna faint.
Right?
Yeah.
you handle diarrhea.
But at least he gets hotels all the time.
I
So
get hotels all the time. Hotel deal.
He has a lot of points.
Chanel has all these partnerships. She is hustling with everyone in the city.
Always.
That's what you do. The next
That's the whole point of
you
Chanel
are
in the
everyone
city.
in the city. That's
everyone
right.
in the city. It's collaborating with the hottest influencers. I'm like, I try to be on everyone's Instagram, and
Good
then when
for
I'm not,
you.
I'm like,
You're hardworking.
I try to hard work, but I make no
Like
money.
yesterday, I was obsessing over this guy, and then I was like, and I went to bed. I lay down in the afternoon, like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, or maybe it was 2 because I was supposed to be working at home. And I'm like, okay, what was me? And I'm like, damn it, I'm going to get up and ride my bike.
At least you have a bike. I love bikes.
But just doing something. So I think that's true.
Doing
More
something
you focus
for
on
yourself.
yourself.
Yeah,
And that's
that you
just
love.
It's hard. We get vulnerable. You know what I mean? We get to that. Oh my gosh, he
That's
doesn't
what
like me. He
comedy's
doesn't
for
think
me.
I'm funny.
Yeah,
But then it's like snap out of it. We tell ourselves and be like, you know what?
Like, what's the worst case scenario if he doesn't like me?
Right?
What's
You're
the
no
worst?
worse off than you were before.
Right.
Like, what would happen? Right. What would happen? Like, okay, nothing.
People like.
Well, the person that you like doesn't like you. That's what happens. But I guess you're right. It's not like I'm gonna die.
It's not the end of the world. You're not losing.
Listen, things are opening up, Chanel. The city's opening back up. A lot of people left New York City during COVID.
Yeah.
They're not coming back. You have a smaller pool.
Yeah.
Smaller pool.
You're very driven.
I try.
Now your dating pool is opened right up.
Yep.
Spring is coming.
Well, I was gonna say about dating, also like dating's so hard because a lot of guys also just want to fuck around. So I've expected that and accepted that already. So I'm just kind of like immune to it. So now I'm just taking my time. Like, I don't fuck guys just right away or hook up with them. I like to take my time, and thank God sometimes I dodged a bullet. I'm like, thank God I didn't hook up with that guy and like let him have, my vulnerability and stuff like that. So we'll see. Hopefully the right guy comes. I want to have babies. I'm 36. I hope I can have babies. It's going to be really sad if I can't, but
Well, you don't always need a man to stay, to be around.
You're right.
That's right. You can be a lesbian.
You could go get some sperm.
I was thinking about that. That's going to be a lot of money in a process, but yeah.
You know what though?
Do a GoFundMe.
If you got time, you're still working on your career. And if, having a baby right now is going to throw a wrench right in there, girlfriend. Snap out of it.
Yes, it will. I don't, and the thing is that I really like about you is you're really self-reflective.
I am. I'm very I love.
And that's going to make you in life. I mean,
it.
whether it's entertainment, anything. That's really important. Like, what can I do to better this? Oh yeah.
Okay, Jen's got a story.
I love it.
I need help.
All right, Jen needs help.
Okay, so I'm still talking to Norway boy.
Right.
And so last week he brings up that he wants to come to Canada. And I'm like, okay, well, like this just isn't an option. Like, can't get in and out of the country. I was like, let's just go away somewhere to a beach or something. So then the other night, he's like, I think you need to come to Norway. And I was like,
yeah, that's not happening.
I was like, wait, what? And he's like, yeah, I've been thinking about this a bit, and I think you need to come to Norway.